I'll be looking into Embedchain today. Well, let's get started. If you've seen my previous streams, you know that I do this like off the cuff. I don't really um, spend a lot of time beforehand preparing necessarily. Um, so if you're looking for something that's not prepared, something that's prepared and well organized, this stream is not going to be it. But it's going to be an exploration. So let me share my screen. Also, if anyone's here, if you hear like a bleed through, I am listening to music, and I'm not sure how does it come out on the stream. So if anyone could just say that if it's good or if it's not good or if I should turn it off. I just want to make sure that people actually hear me and see me. So anyway, I did set up a repo as well where I'll be committing stuff to. Let me paste it in the chat. Actually, I might have to turn off the music because everything is so slow for me for whatever reason. But anyway, so the repo is there. I'll be committing stuff to that repo as I go through Embedchain. So here's what I know about Embedchain. I saw this a couple of weeks back. And it feels like all the previous streams that I did, going back like a month now, I was starting at the bottom in a way, like bottom of the stack in a way, right? Interfacing directly with some APIs and figuring like things like tokens and embeddings and temperature settings and all those things. But then like with LangChain, it feels like I'm going up the stack a little bit. And it feels like Embedchain is going to be even higher on top of the stack. So what I mean, I think there's going to be like 3 or 4 lines of code to do things and very little settings, aka it's going to make you it's going to help you set up everything much quicker and faster, but we'll see. That's my guess. All right, so let's get started. So open source RAG framework. So it streamlines the deploying RAG apps in production with support for both conventional and configurable approaches. Yep, it's going to be Python again. This is not surprising. So let's get started and see what they have there. No, I don't want to enable Siri. Okay, so let's create a RAG app on my own data in a minute. So first, install the Python package. Well, let's do virtual environment first, and then activate that one. I've been getting more and more familiar with Python. I actually do enjoy Python a lot. I've done a little bit of work in Python years ago, but nothing too crazy. It was always like one-off scripts and things like that. But anyway, I like it. Okay, so we have the environment. So let's install the Python package. Oh, Python should probably be uppercase here, right? Yeah, I've already started with finding issues. They have a GitHub repo, right? So let's go there. Yeah, so that's their GitHub repo. Maybe I'll look through the code as well, because I am curious if this is I'm curious what are they using underneath, right? Is it something completely new? Do they have their own stuff, or are they like wrapping something like LangChain or whatnot? We'll see. All right, so we got these things installed. There's a lot. Oh, I cleared the screen. I could have seen what they installed. But anyway. All right, so once you have installed the package, depending on your preference, you can either use open source models. I can run this locally because I can apparently play music in the background. So time for a new laptop maybe, or paid models. So I'll do the paid model. Do I click here? Oh, this is just, okay, it just takes me there. Okay, so paid models. In this section, we'll use both LLM and embedding from OpenAI. Exactly, that's what we want to do. Quick start. So Embedchain. Okay, so this looks very simple. So let's do that. Let me just set up my API key. Should have done this beforehand, but I should just use one of those. What is it? .dir or something. There's a tool that you can set up. So every time you enter a specific folder, it's going to go and create, like load specific environment variables. So let me just do this really quickly. Let's move this off screen a little bit. Let me close this. Oh, by the way, I've put up a landing page for. It's not. I'm not going to call it a newsletter. It's like if anyone is interested. I don't have a lot of content I'll be sharing there yet, but I expect I'll start sharing more stuff. So it should be scrolling at the bottom. There we go. Okay, so I have my API key set. And then let's go through this. So let's do main.py, just like we're using Go, right? And we have it loaded, so we don't have to do, well, we don't need this. We need from Embedchain import app. So we're creating a new app. I like this. I think I tweeted yesterday or a couple of days back. Is like, I know like everyone's talking about Chat GPT and GPT and all that, but I don't think GPT is a good name. I mean, it has a meaning and everything, but I just start calling these things like AI apps or something, or apps or whatever, something that's not GPT, I guess. All right, so add. So what we're doing here? So we have an app. We created an instance of the app. It's an ID, name, config, take embedding model, base LLM, config data, log level, auto chunker. Okay, so it has like some settings. Looks like none of those are required, so we'll just go with defaults. And then we create an app, and then we add. So I'm assuming this is going to go and parse. So add the data from the given URL to the vector DB, loads the data, chunks it, creates embeddings for each chunk. Oh, okay. So yeah, so this is way up the stack when compared to I guess LangChain that I was looking at. So you don't have to create, you don't have to worry about what vector DB, what chunker you're going to use, how are you going to like chunk and split the data, how are you going to create the embeddings, how are you going to store everything. Not that doing that in LangChain was necessarily hard or complex, I guess. Granted, I didn't go into a lot of details there. I mean, there's documentation, you can always read it, right? But this feels like it's one level higher or above that. So we're adding these two URLs, and then we're doing app.query. And so we're querying the vector database based on the given input query, and then we get back relevant docs based on the query, and then that gets passed to an LLM as a context to get the answer. Okay, so it's yet another wrapper, I guess, so you don't have to do all those things on your own. So let's do that. And then what do we get back? They said, they didn't really say. So we get a tuple. Okay, so we either get a string, I think that's what this means, or we get a tuple that's string and a list of tuples that's string in dictionary. Okay, so how about we call it result? And then I'll just print the result. I'm assuming we're going to get back a string at this point. But, all right, so let's do main.py. Assuming we're going to get back the same response. It is taking like one of the, I guess, well, not necessarily. Oh, okay, so this is going to do the whole, all right. There you go. So as of December, right, we got back the response, which is great. It took 12 seconds. I would assume that this is on the, well, it's going to take, again, 12 seconds. But I'm assuming if you already have this stored, and if I would rerun it again, well, actually, let's try. Let's do another one. So app.query. What companies did Elon Musk start? Let's do the second thing. And well, let's just print this one. And I'm assuming this one will be much faster because the majority of the time is probably taken by like Chroma DB, and then inserting and batching and doing all those things. Or maybe not. Like querying takes. Oh, okay, there you go. So the second query took a little while as well, but all right, that's pretty nice. I mean, assuming you wanna get started really, really quickly, this looks pretty good. All right, so but we're gonna go deeper, right? So let's look at the next steps. So we have introduction, customization, use cases, and deployment. Let's do introduction. Okay, so it's a way to create and deploy. Okay, I like that they call them AI apps. Everyone should start calling these things AI apps. At its core, so it follows the design principle of being conventional but configurable. Okay, to serve streamlines creation of rack, seamless process for managing various types of unstructured data. It efficiently segments data into manageable chunks, generates embeddings, stores them in a vector database for optimized retrieval. I like this because I don't have to necessarily think about these things, assuming Embedchain uh, does the correct selections based on the data, right? And does the correct chunking, or efficient and optimized, I guess, not correct. You can extract contextual and find precise. Okay, interactive, tailor their own data. Who is it for? Diverse range, basically for everyone, right? Yeah, anyone in interest AI. User friendly yet adaptable. 4 lines of code, and then you can go and customize stuff. Yep, yep, that's what I saw here, and we'll probably see that later. So you could have your plug in your own vector DB if you already had one, right? And I'm assuming they're just using in-memory Chroma DB here and doing that. Okay. Clear, well-structured abstraction layers. Okay, why use it? How it works. So automatic data handling. So automatically recognizes the data type and loads it. Okay, so I would assume that I could pass in a path to a PDF file here, and that would work. We can try it. I don't have any Elon Musk PDF, but let's see. Let's do that React book that I have. I think that's the only PDF that I remember having on hand somewhere. Where is it? React. Oh, it's advanced React. Oh, come on. What? Why doesn't it find it now? All right, well, let me find another PDF. I probably have some. Desktop, find PDF. Oh, there it is. I found that. There is the advanced React. Okay. All right, I'll just call it, oops. Call it book.pdf. There you go. And then let's say we don't do this. Instead, we'll do app.add book.pdf. That should work. And let's see. All right, so the ultimate is who wrote the advanced React book? All right, it's running. Hey, Sajad. I'm not working on anything specifically. I'm basically just going through Embedchain and trying to figure out what is it all about. What does it do? That's what I've been doing for the previous couple of, I guess, weeks or maybe a month or so. I don't have any. My goal for today is to try to go through the documentation, right, and see what Embedchain does. So, but if anyone has any idea on if there's anything specific I should be doing or looking at, we can go and I can try and figure that out as well. All right, so no data found. Okay, I don't know why. Maybe there's like another book.pdf. Oh, it did store the. Oh, it does store the Chroma DB locally. All right, so for some reason it doesn't load. Maybe there's a different way to load it. But anyway, it should automatically recognize the data. It seems like it is. It is going into like PDF file loader, right? I just don't know why is it saying no data found, right? So load data. Oh, I have to provide a URL. Oh, is that why? Oh, so if I would do something like file, wherever the full path, would that work? Oh, look at that. Maybe not, but oh, now it's thinking it's something else. But anyway, all right. So there's some magic happening in behind the scenes, or it's just, or it's expecting it to be a PDF. Sorry, a URL instead of a local file. Okay, so when you ask a question, searching querying simplifies the response for turns the question. Okay, so it does everything for you there. Quick start guide. I think we went through that. What was the other thing? Customization. All right, so let's look at the customization. So we can configure the following components: data source, LLM, embedding model, vector database. Let's do the data source. Oh, wow. Okay. So there's a bunch of built-in data sources. We handle the complexity of loading the data. Okay, so PDF files, text, YouTube video, YouTube channel. Oh, nice. Full folder. There you go. I could do directory, right? Q&A pair. What is a Q&A pair? Q&A is a local data type to supply your own question answer. Okay. So you can do like a question answers. OpenAI, OpenAPI, Gmail, GitHub, Postgres, MySQL. Okay, so a lot of image. Can use image. Oh, so we can. Oh, okay. So it connects to Vision. All right. So let's do, since we're like PDF is the first one, and that was the one that was failing for me, or I couldn't get it to work. Let's do that one. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it is expecting to for it to be don't support password protected. Okay. So if I would do, maybe it didn't recognize the data type. Maybe I have to be explicit, but it did, right? Data type equals PDF. Okay. Let's see. There has to be a way to do it like a local file, probably, right? Oh, we're getting close. Why is it? We're command past the loader to use the data type custom. Okay, maybe I have to use custom because it's not coming from the loader. Oh, but then I have to create my own loader. What? All right, this is. I would hope that this would work from a local file. But anyway, let's do it. Whatever they tell us here, or use one of the papers there. Might be easier, and then see what is the paper all about. Assuming this will work, or maybe not. What did I miss? Oh, it's a PDF file. Oh, okay. Oh, let's try the book again. Book. That's why I was telling me use a custom one, because we don't know what it is. No, see, local still doesn't know how to read it for whatever reason. All right. Well, let's do this one. This one should work. Yep. So it's doing the same. I'm curious if it's yeah. So it explains, or I'm assuming it gives us back the correct answer. Does it use the same DB? Maybe, because it created the DB folder here, so maybe it's using the same DB. All right, so different stuff. Is it everything has to be from like a file, from a URL? Yeah, it looks like it. CSV, same thing. JSON file. Okay. Oh, there you go. Oh, so they have a URL for a JSON file. Interesting. But why don't they? Did I copy the? I wonder if I copied the file correctly. I probably did. I didn't. Oh, Wait, look at this. What the heck? All right, I don't know why is this empty. It shouldn't be. Maybe I messed up something when when copying it. Let's try it again. My bad. Let's try it again. All right. And for anyone watching, is anyone working on any interesting or anything AI related? Any apps? Let me know. I was curious what people are working on. All right, so let's. I'm gonna copy the full thing now. I think I messed it up. Yeah, ignore. Okay, I probably did something before here that messed it up. So advanced dash react. So let's read it like that. So let's do advanced dash react dot pdf, and then we'll say who wrote this book? Who wrote the advanced react book? Okay, let's run it. It is taking longer. It's not failing yet, so maybe it's working because it is like a 300 plus page book. So assuming it's probably working. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. So it did. Oh, perfect. It recognized who wrote the book, so that's good. That's pretty nice. Um, if you remember last like two streams back when I was trying to do this, there's more. We didn't get. I know explicitly that I tried to get the author, and I think it didn't work on the first try, right? But this is nice that it does. Citations. What is it? Citation. Does it? Oh, does it return? Can it return more stuff? Let's see. What is it? So cit config. Okay, citations. There you go. Try run config input query. Citations. Return the context. Okay, so let's do yeah, citations equals true, and let's see. I'm assuming we're gonna get back the different chunks, right? Where with a score. Let's see. Well, next thing we have to figure out is how not to like recreate this. Oh, actually, this is a create inserting it. Oh, okay, there. So page one. Okay. Okay. So app ID, data type PDF, doc ID, hash, page one, source. Okay. Yeah. And then score, right? So this is the first tuple, I guess. And that's where the answer is. Awesome. All right. So I'm assuming the other data types or data type loaders, it's the same thing, right? You just pass it whatever you want, and then it's going to go and parse it, read it for you. A YouTube video. This is nice. Add any YouTube video to your app. Interesting. Does it transcribe stuff, or how does it do this? Interesting. I've been working on like a side project for like transcribing YouTube videos, basically downloading them, getting the audio, transcribing the audio. Well, downloading the audio, chunking the audio, because I'm using OpenAI, and OpenAI has a limit of I think 25 or 24 megabytes for an audio file that you can transcribe at once. So download the audio, chunk the audio if it's greater than 25 megabytes, and then go and submit those chunks for transcription. And once stuff comes back, stitch them together. But this sounds simpler here. So well, let's try. Let's see what it does. I'm curious. I'm assuming it's just going to do transcribe. It's going to do a transcription. So let me pick one of my short videos. My computer is extremely slow today, and I don't know why. All right, let's see. What's a short video that I have? There, 4-minute one. It shouldn't be too go. So 4-minute video. I don't need this. Okay, and then we'll see what is this video about. What is this video about? So the video that I pasted in is, well, I closed my window already, but I can open it here. Oops. It's a video that I did, I think, 2 months ago on like a tool called Kind. So let's see if we get the correct answer or something that's close enough. All right, there you go. All right, so it needs like an additional package. Cannot import YouTube transcript API Python package. Okay, install pip install. Okay, so let's do this. They should probably mention this on here, right? Yeah, let's do this. So I'll do a page with bugs so I can and fix them and or log them later. So let's do yeah, this one. Mention dependencies, and I'm sure there might be others as well for other loaders. But, all right, so we have YouTube transcript API. So they're just calling the transcript API. We're using that. Okay. Well, what else? Oh, it needs PyTube as well. Okay. Yeah, I think those are the PyTube is the same thing that I'm using. I'm using PyTube to download it. But if they're doing the same thing, there might be I'll have to like install the what is it? PyDub, I think was the one. Oh, there you go. Okay, so new chunks. So 3. All right. So this video, yeah, that's correct. It covers 4. Perfect. This is pretty good. Maybe I should who created the video, because I don't think I mentioned my name in the video. So this will be interesting. Let's see if it's like I'm treating it as a black box right now. There you go. Yeah, it doesn't, because I don't say my name anywhere, but definitely something I'll look into to using this versus using whatever I have. The only thing is I don't necessarily do queries. What I do is I get the whole transcript, and like you can download the transcript directly, or you can summarize it, or like create tweets or whatnot. So I don't do the query type of thing, right? Doc site, interesting. Okay. Basically, a lot of different data sources that you can hook into, right? And use. Okay, so they have the try to automatically detect the data type. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Forcing a data type. Yeah, you can use the data type to force it. Oh, there you go. Use local files. Some data types are meant for remote. Okay. So I was missing a. Well, my PDF was broken. That was the first problem, right? But you can do file and then // to do it. Okay, so reusing a vector database. Yes, so it does create the DB there, and I want to reuse it. So you can split your application into 2 scripts. So one to create a local DB, and the other one to reuse this local DB. So we create something to create it. Okay, but okay, I guess. As a way, right? Because it's going to look at by default, looks into the same folder with the DB, see if it's there, and then it's going to reuse it. Yeah. So if I would do this, it should still work, but it should be much faster, right? We'll see. Yeah. So it is, it's a little bit faster because it doesn't do doesn't create the index, right? Okay, resetting. All right, so this is all local. I'm assuming there's a way to do non-local as well. So that was the first component. The second one is LLM. Oh, wow. All right, support a lot of them. OpenAI. I'm not going to try the other ones. I like, just because it's like I'll create an account and do all that whatnot. And I think I have Hugging Face account. I am I have Azure OpenAI, but I think it's the same as OpenAI anyway. So if you want to do it differently, different parameters, YAML config. Oh, okay, so you can provide stuff from config. How does the config look like? Oh, okay. So OpenAI model temperature. Okay, and then you can like they hide away the settings if you don't configure it. Oh, but it's interesting. So it's using OpenAI by default, right? Is it saying that? Uh, I'm assuming it's using OpenAI by default. But you can do a config and then be more specific. Function calling, you can do that as well. Yep. This is something that I was looking into more when I was doing the what is it? LangChain stuff. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you use Pydantic, defined your model, the validators, pass in your functions as like this class. Okay. And then what is amount? Okay. All right, so OpenAI schema, same thing. Yeah, you can define the function like this. Yeah, and then it's gonna, well, let's try, we can copy paste stuff, right? So let's do, yeah, let's do this one. I'll just copy this. Oops. I have to type, I don't want to type everything. All right. And I'll leave this code around, commented out for now, even though everything is on the documentation anyway, but let's do this. And I need to install Pydantic. Let's just do these imports as well. So what are you importing? So app. Okay, and then OpenAI LLM requests. Are we making requests anywhere? No, this is leftover. Another bug for someone to fix. Pip install Pydantic. Let's do that. I already have it installed, so I guess they install it as part of the package. All right, and yeah, we can run it. Right, go. Let's move it here. So mountain is a large. Okay, okay. So the question, the answer. Oh, okay. Example, and it gives an example, right? The person who's asking the question. Yeah. If I do this, assuming it's going to fail, right? Because it doesn't. Oh, we don't have the validators, so yeah, it's still going to answer, but we don't have a validator. So okay, and this is the one using the schema. So it's the same thing. It's just passing in the function as a schema instead of like a Pydantic class. And then let's remove this. Yeah, and this will be the same result. Right? And then Python functions. So you can do that as well. Find info on Pokemon. Okay, yeah, and then you can make it's going to extract the name of the Pokemon out, and then it's going to, this one feels very most natural to me for reading, I guess, compared to the others. But yeah, so you can extract, pass in the function, and then the LLM will extract out whatever you're trying to get back from the query, and then call. No, actually, it's just going to return, right? I think it's going to return. Well, let's see. Curious. I don't remember anymore if it returns the actual if it calls. I think it's going to call the function as well for you. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, and this is the one that needs requests. Requests, right? Yeah, so it's going to go and call it. So if we do print, and we'll say calling the function with arg Pokemon. Yeah, so this should print it out. So it calls it for you, which is really good. Oh, why don't I was, what? I would expect this to work. Wait, why didn't? Interesting. This will fail. So this will throw this probably. There might be some, yeah, interesting. There might be some magic that's happening underneath, but we'll look at the code. All right, and then Google AI and all the other things. Yeah, you just use config, and then you set the settings for which embedding do you want to use, embedding model, which LLM. All right, so these are just different LLM models and how to configure them. Embedding model, assuming it's the same, very similar. Yep. So you config YAML where you select the provider and then the embedding model. Same examples for everything. It's just a different namings, I guess. Yeah, there you go. Okay. What was the last thing? Was the vector database. Okay. So ChromaDB is used by default. Config, provider, directory. Okay. What is the config? Oh, okay. And if you have it running somewhere else, or if you have it running like not on your local host, I guess you can provide that there. It's pretty nice. Yeah, and all support for all the others. I think I do have Pinecone, but I haven't tried it. I haven't played with Pinecone before. I think I signed up for an account, but they use that as well. Pinecone metric. How do they know? Oh, okay, because the IP. Okay, so it's API key and the environment variable actually point to where your database is. And these are the components. So it's all configurable through YAML. Love it or hate it. YAML, that is. And then deployment. Okay, so once we successfully set up and tested our app locally, we need to deploy it. Yep, we do. So they integrate with different cloud providers. Okay, they have their own as well. And they do all the heavy lifting for you. So I'll try Embedchain. I did log into this one. Okay, so it enables developers. They have the platform. So let me click here. Just can open that one. Oh, okay, and that's how you do. That's pretty easy. So let's see. So I'll comment this out. And what will we do? So let's do this advanced React thing. Oh, actually, let's do my video. That might be even better. Right. So I'm using my content, not someone else's content. Okay. I'll remove the code here. There's nothing special here. So it's all directly from the docs anyway. So maybe their repo was a bad idea. We'll see. So let's uncomment. We don't have the functions. I probably don't even need this, right? I don't need this. Okay. And then I could, but how is it going to work with the database if I deploy it, right? Is Embedchain going to host that database for me, or how will that work? I guess we'll see. So let's do app.deploy. So let's see what this does, because it looks like it's going to prompt us for. Oh, okay. So it is prompting me for my API key. Okay. Let me log in. I don't remember how the page looks like, but I'll show it to you. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, so it did work. I was playing with it a little bit, but so this is how it looks like. I need to go and get my key, so I want to make sure that I don't flash that. Where do I go? So settings, API keys. All right. Here's my API. Oh, I'll create a new one. There we go. So I have an API key. I'll paste it in here. I don't know if it's going to show it or not, so I'm just moving it to a different window. Yeah, it did. All right, so it did create. I'll show you the output without the API key. There we go. So this was the output that I got, right? So creating the pipeline. So it created the pipeline and then added data to my pipeline. So my YouTube video was added to that pipeline. I don't know what a pipeline is yet, but I guess we'll see. So let's go pipelines. So these are the ones that I think I created them. When was it? Yesterday? Was it? Yeah, yesterday. This is the one that I've created today. So I'll click through this one. And oh, there you go. I was trying to hide my API key, but I guess they show it here. So anyway, I'll delete that. But so we have the schema. Okay. API. Okay, so they serve an API endpoint for the app that I've created, right? So if I'm just going to do curl because it feels like it's easier for now. So let's do that. And my query will be, what is this video about, right? So I guess it'll work, right? What is this video about? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So it does because I did count 10, right? So let's do, I want to get back the same response. Well, let's try this one. Okay, so we're not gonna deploy it again. Comment that out. We have an endpoint, which is really nice. And what is this video about? And let's just do one. I just want to get one answer. Because previously we got one answer, and that was really nice. Okay, so all right, so it just returns, I guess, chunk of from the most relevant one, I guess. So let's see. Oh, I could demo it here as well. All right. All right. So I'm curious what's running under behind the scenes here. Like where are they deploying this? How are they running it? Definitely interesting. One side project I had in mind is so I work a lot with Kubernetes, right? So it's going to be Kubernetes flavored, right? But basically create a CRD, like a controller that runs inside Kubernetes called custom GPT, or whatever you want to call it, AI app. Let's go with AI app, right? And then you would basically do the same thing that they're doing here, right? It would be I guess I could use their stuff under the covers, right? So imagine having so let me find one of the Kubernetes. I'll just Kubernetes ingress YAML, just some YAML file as a reference, so it looks more realistic. And it's easier for me to explain it, I guess. All right, give me some YAML. Yeah, let's do this one. Doesn't matter, right? So imagine you create something like this, and we would call this AI app, and we'll say my Peter's YouTube channel app, whatever. We don't need this. And then over here, we would do something. You could do something like sources, and then we'll say URL, and this is where YouTube, whatever my URL to my channel is. I should know that, but I don't. and something like this, right? Type would be YouTube channel. I'm making this syntax up, right? What else do we need? We basically don't need anything else, right? So what you would do is you would apply this, deploy this to your Kubernetes cluster, right? And what you would get back is basically something like this, right? A URL, because that's all you need, right? You need a URL that looks like this. It would probably be something like mycluster.com, whatever it is, API, and then we would call, what did we call it? Peter's YouTube channel app, right? Something like this. V1, of course, all the best practices for creating APIs, right? Like this, but it would work exactly the same, right? The nice thing about it is you could basically create a platform, right? Which I'm assuming Embedchain probably has something. I'm not saying they're using Kubernetes behind the scenes, but they are using something where they're hosting these APIs. They're the pipelines. They're calling them pipelines, right? But yeah, so imagine if you had, like, if you had a controller that knows how to handle YAML. Well, this would be probably something like AI app or whatever, right? But you get the point, right? You would have a controller in your Kubernetes cluster. You would install it, right? And then you could create different AI apps by just applying like a YAML file, a configuration, right? And once that's there, you could basically run unlimited versions of custom GPTs or custom AI apps or whatever you want to call them. Right? Anyway, it's more of an infrastructure thing. It wouldn't be like, it would support all the features that, let's say, Embedchain is supporting, because you could use Embedchain. Seems like using Embedchain under the covers would be the easiest thing to do, because in your Kubernetes controller, what you would have to do is you would have to come up with a good, probably be like this, right? Come up with a good API on how this AI app CRD would look like, right? But then other than that, it would be just parsing the YAML that gets applied to the cluster, translating it to something like this, and then deploying it or letting it run, right? Sounds very simple. It's probably way more complicated than I make this to be, but I think it would be an interesting project. Let me know if anyone's interested in working on something like this. You would definitely learn a lot about Kubernetes, probably more about Kubernetes and creating custom controllers than AI, I guess. But all right, so we have this. We have a pipeline, and then we can go and create our own GPT. Okay, so this is just an example. So okay, this is what we did, right? In a way, so create pipeline. Copy the OpenAI spec provided before. Okay. Okay. So I can take whatever it was deployed here as a data source and use it in OpenAI to create my custom GPT, right? Yeah, actions and then URL. Yep. Okay, API pasted in. All right. So they're just okay. Yeah, and public and GPT is live. Yeah. Okay. What is data? Okay, so I have the data here. Click the button. I don't know what it does. Maybe nothing. Oh, it's synced. Okay, so it syncs the data. And then usage. What's under usage? Did I run it twice? Is that why I have the two responses? Okay, so I got the response, but it's not telling me anything useful necessarily. What's in the source? Let's see what's in the source. Oh, nothing. Thought there was something there. All right. And settings. Oh, name of the pipeline, write your question or statement okay. Oh, okay. And then you can do the system prompts and everything. All right. That's interesting. Yeah. The nice thing is I haven't looked at the custom GPT functionality on OpenAI necessarily, so I don't know if they. I'm assuming they don't support all these different data types, right? So that's why you could go here, right? And then see, I've tried to do this yesterday. It looks like it did it, but when I was trying to do it, it was failing for me. But this is, well, let's see. Let's see if it actually like, yeah, so it's sunk all my videos. So we can try. So let's see. Is the token different? No, it's the same. All right, so let's just change the URL. Let's see if this works. Okay. So we'll do what is STO rate limiter? Because I do have a video on STO rate limiter there. Let's run this. Nice. Yeah, so it does. So it does like process the transcripts. Interesting, right? So I could go, this is pretty nice, right? I could go and create a custom GPT now that, well, let's try it. Let's try it. Why not? Let me just make sure that there's no, I don't want to flash the API key for, for OpenAI. So let's do, I think this is shouldn't be showing this one here either, but I'll delete that key later. So, all right, so GPTs, so let's go to their UI. So this is OpenAI on the left. So it's telling us, so we have the pipeline, create, yep, and then open API spec. So this is how it looks like. Basically an endpoint and then the different like, well, a URL, right? And different endpoints one can call on this API and what are the what are the parameters or arguments you can pass in and what are the responses that one gets back, right? So it's open API spec, not OpenAI. Now we're on the, oh, there's another bug. Open API GPT. It's OpenAI GPT. There you go. If anyone from LangChain, Embedchain is watching this, I don't think I have access to this one, but there should be OpenAI GPT here. Okay, so configure tab, and we'll name this, we'll say Peter's YouTube channel GPT. Why not? Okay, so what does this, okay, that's fine. Not gonna worry about this. Create new action. Oh, this is probably have an old screenshot there as well. So import from URL, and then we paste in this the one that I had there. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Yep, some BigQuery. That's what we want. We did import. Next, you need to consider the authentication. Click on edit. Okay, what is this going to do? Where is it? I don't see the authentication anywhere. Let's see, format, example. Oh, authentication. There you go. So now see where you can configure auth. Select API keys. Find it. Oh, okay. So this is the API key that I have, right? So authentication type, select API key and following value. Okay, so this is my, okay, so my API key here, which I flashed multiple times already. So custom should be bearer, right? Authorization, not authorization. Save. So this is for OpenAI to authorize with the embed chain. Okay. Once you're done, yes, we're done. You can hit save. Where can I hit save? Or here. Anyone, let's do anyone with a link. Oh, let's do only me because I don't have a privacy policy. All right, there you go. Perfect. So let's see. Let's see. What can I ask? So it's live and I can go and ask. So let's do what is STO rate limiter? So the same thing. right? That I asked before. Oh, no. Okay, but this doesn't. I don't think this is coming from my channel though. This data specifically. So how can we test this? Is there like like how would I know that this information? I don't think this is coming from my YouTube. This is like whatever Chat GPT already knows about. But we'll see. Maybe there's something specific somewhere. Oh, actually, we could see it here, right? Usage. Should be able to see. So this is the one that I called 3:52. Yeah, 5 minutes ago. But this one is not calling it yet. So let's do. Why isn't? How would it know? Oh, it's just gonna go back. Anyway, I don't know why it's. Let's see. What are the videos on Peter's YouTube channel about? Should know about me, right? Even though I don't know if if I have my name anywhere in any of those. Oh, it's just doing Bing. Okay. And then YouTube, is this? No, it should show me that it's using my like this custom thing. Oops. Let's see. Embedchain contextual API. Maybe I would have to change. Oh, look at that. It's going to my website. Interesting. Nice. There you go. But this is not Embedchain, right? This is whatever Bing search and whatever it was. I wonder if it's something in the maybe I should say this in the prompts. I'll say using the Embedchain contextual API. Answer the following question. What is istio rate limiter? That's one of the videos that I did. So let's see. Ah, there you go. There you go. All right. So you have to trigger it somehow, but I would assume, did they mention this in the, they don't, right? Maybe there's something. So let's do confirm, right? So now it's asking me, hey, do you allow? All right. So now it's taking the data from here. So we should see the usage. Yeah, there you go. 3:59. That was just now. Oh, weird. It doesn't show me the. I guess they're still working on this, I guess, right? I would expect more stuff there. But yeah, it does. Contextual source. Yeah. And the contextual source was from my YouTube channel, from Embedchain, through Embedchain, through the transcriptions that it did from my YouTube channel. So this is nice, right? So it did talk to that. However, I'd be interested in where do I edit this? Edit, there you go. Description, conversation starters. How would I make this always go, right? So configure, how could I tell the custom GPT here is like create a prompt pretty much that says, oh, use like this action as your first source, I guess. Oh, maybe if I turn this off, let's see, update, confirm. Maybe if I turn it off, let's see. And let's see, what is rate limiter? Let's do that. Maybe now it's gonna. No, it's not. See, it's not. It's just not going to do the browsing. So I guess there has to be a way to like force a like a prompt or like a system prompt on the OpenAI side to say, hey, use, like, what did I use before? I used the Embedchain contextual API to answer the question, right? This is the only thing that you would have to put in a system prompt. So let's see, how do I set the system prompt on OpenAI custom GPT? So set custom instructions once. All right, so this is someone else. Oh, okay, this is not what I want. Prompt engineering. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played too much with. It doesn't look like there's a. Oh, how about this? Configure a system. Configure the system prompt. The system prompt as follows. So let's see if this will work, right? And then we'll say, answer the query using Embedchain contextual API, because that's how, I guess that's how you can refer to that action. Answer the queries using the Embedchain as your only source. If there's no answer, if you don't find, let's say, if you don't find any answers using that source, respond with I do not know. All right, so let's see. Oh, there you go. It's gonna. Why don't they surface this in like the configure portion? There's too many chats that one has to do. Give me like a. There you go. Okay, so now it's gonna work. Perfect, right? Yeah, there you go. But how did it do? Oh, conversation starters. Oh, there was instructions here. Oh, I'm stupid. I should have. Anyway. Okay, so this is the actual place for a prompt. But anyway, so now it should work. So let's update, confirm. View, and now it should just use the. All right, so what is rate limiter? Okay, so at least we know it's going to come from my YouTube channel and not from the. There you go. So confirm, yes. Wonder if you can get away. Perfect. All right, so this works. This is awesome. Now, the only gripe that I have with the custom like GPTs is that I think one still needs a Chat GPT subscription to use this, which is, I mean, from the OpenAI standpoint, sure, they want to make money. That's great, right? But oh, nice. And it actually points to the video. This is great. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's the video. That's the one. But yeah, for OpenAI, it's great. Yeah, because they're like everyone subscribes and it's going to magically work. However, for everyone else, like let's say you want to do this for, like let's say I want to do this for my YouTube channel, for example, right? I can't expect everyone to have a subscription to use it, right? Be much better if there was a no limit to do that, or that limitation, or I guess not limitation, requirement, where anyone can go and access it without a subscription. How could you do that, right? Maybe Embedchain people can go and do that, right? And give you the way to host this somehow for free for your users. That's what I mean, right? Like as a developer or as a AI app creator or someone, it's going to be your API key, right? This is my API key is being used here, right? And if I might be fine providing this to use someone else to use it on my API key as well, if I'm a company, right? Or even sell it, right? Like that's, I was thinking through some ideas about, I think OpenAI announced the store, ChatGPT store or custom GPT store, I guess. But I haven't read about it. I don't know how it will work or how does it work, if it's out there or not. But yeah, definitely need for a store. There are people who are willing to pay for the functionality they would get out of a custom GPT, but they don't necessarily want to pay a ChatGPT subscription. But there's no option today, right? You have to pay the subscription, right? Or maybe someone wants to offer a custom GPT for free, right? And they're the ones, everything goes on their API key. The charges go there, not to the consumers or the users. But anyway, custom GPTs or AI App Store is another thing that's very interesting to me. If anyone's working anything around that, let me know. I would love to hear about it. All right, this was pretty painless, I guess. It was very straightforward, really nice. Where were we? I lost track a little bit. So let's go back to the docs. Let's see if there's one thing that I want to see, want to try as well before I go. We saw this. We saw. Okay, deployment was the last thing, right? But you can also deploy to other stuff. Not going to look at that. So, this is guidelines for contribution, development. Oh, they have JavaScript as well. Okay, so I'm not going to look at this right now because I want to look at the one thing that was announced either yesterday or like 2 days ago. And I'm trying to see if they have it on maybe on their blog or somewhere or here. Let's see. Let's start the repo. Oops. Okay. Quick install chatbot. No. It wasn't one of the founders. Like, let me go on Twitter really fast and find the tweet because they created the like a front end for everything. So I want to see how that works. Let's see. Come on, where is it? Create a UI. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to Embedchain. Let's go here. Chain. You can now build production-ready full stack apps with 3 lines. Okay. EC. What is EC? Embedchain, I guess. Okay. So how do I do that? Embedchain. Okay. You can either use it on CLI, fast. Okay. Starting today. Okay. Where do I install EC? So basically if I understand correctly, whatever I was looking here, which this is them hosting this stuff. You can host it. I can run it on localhost and host it myself, I guess. All right, there you go. Okay, so you can get started installing and following. Okay, so they have the instructions on the docs, but it looks like it wasn't full stack. I didn't see this. Did I miss it? Probably did. Started. Oh yeah, full stack. Okay, I missed that. All right, so excuse me. So let's see. Let's take a look at this. I have Node. Yeah, I do have that as well. Okay, so we can now. Oops. Oh, so the what is it? The Embedchain has its own like a CLI, I guess. I'm assuming that's the CLI. It doesn't tell. Yeah, it is. Okay, so EC create app. So if you've done any like, what is that? Next.js app or React app, they have these create app things as well, where you can. It's going to scaffold the app for you very quickly. So let's do this. Yep. Okay. It's creating a new app. Installing Python again, or Python packages rather. Okay, so Embedchain does the following. Let's read. So it's going to fetch the template, uses Fast API. Fast API is Python stuff. And Next.js template. I think JS is lowercase, but anyway, it's going to install the requirements. It's going to launch the. Okay, so it's going to do everything for me and run it already. Okay. And then once it's done, I'm assuming, yeah, I did create a folder here. So there's the API. Yep. So that's the fast. What's it called? Fast API from a Python package. Yeah, yeah. So the configuration I want to use, if you want to do the other one. Why didn't they do just in the, if they're using Next.js, why they could have used the like the API endpoints that Next.js app has already, right? But okay. All right. So it creates the app for you. Yeah. Installed everything. Perfect. Launch. Okay. So it's not going to launch it for you. So you have to launch it yourself. So if we're going to go my app API, I think I have to run the API. So I'll do Python 3 main, I guess. Oops. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So it did. So I'm running the API endpoint. So let's take a look. Oh, it's going to take me to the docs. Yeah, Swagger. Yep. And then show the API. Yep. Oh, okay. So you can add the source, or you can do the chat, and there's like admin endpoints as well. So we have that, and then we also need, and I'll open another terminal here. What? I didn't want this one. I'm using this one. Okay, and then we'll go into my app again, and then front end, right? Whoops, UI, npm run dev, and yeah, and then it's expecting like the API endpoint, which is this one, to run on localhost 8000, which it is. And now if you go to localhost 3000, you should see the UI. Chat where you're done. Oh, perfect. Oh, that's a nice. All right, but I didn't add anything, right? I don't have, what is this about? It's about, what? Okay, I guess it's didn't load. I guess I can go in. Okay, so it's using some store, list of documents. Okay, so there's nothing in my store. So I could call this endpoint, right? Source. Yeah, so let's do, where's that? Where did I have that YouTube video? This one, right? I'm assuming this will work. And this is the YouTube video for that kind stuff. Yes. Okay, so let's go here. Try it out. Source is my YouTube channel. Hopefully it's doesn't need more than that. Yeah, so it added that source. So now I've called the API directly, right? And then over here, should I see it somewhere? Let me see. So admin. Actually, we could take a look at the logs here. Yeah, there you go. So it did update the database. Oh, there you go. I don't know. Oh, there are 3 chunks. So that's why it shows the. Oh, nice. That actually shows you the chunks it created. And then if I go here and say, what is kind? It should hopefully, yeah, there you go. Well, what is this video about, right? Because since it's only one video there. Nice. All right, so this is really nice. This is really nice. Oh, I could have added the data here. Yeah, this is really nice because this is basically, I mean, you can play with it very quickly. You don't have to go through like Python directly like I did. Right? You can just scaffold it up, and you can add the data and just to play with it, try it out. But then even if you want to build something on your own, this is like a great, I would say, granted, I haven't looked at the code, so I don't know 100%, but it seems like it's a great way to like use as a starter template if you want to create your own chat warrior document functionality or whatever you want to call it, right? You could call this chat with your, well, let's do it, right? So if I go to my, I wonder if it's going to pick up my whole YouTube channel, if I, not just that one video. So if I add my YouTube channel. Oh, okay. So it's not. It's just individual videos. But anyway, it doesn't matter because you would have to do this like behind the scenes anyway, if you wanted to. If you want to, what I'm trying to say is, if I wanted to create the functionality similar to this one, which is my own like Chat GPT, I guess, custom GPT that uses contents from my YouTube channel. I could go probably a script away. I'd go and get all of my videos, fill up the database with my videos, embed, like transcribe, embed, etc., all those things, right? And then I would host the, I would have to host this somewhere or run it somewhere publicly that's only accessible to my front-end application, which shouldn't be too hard, right? You just add the API key functionality, right, and authorization. Make sure that only your Next.js backend can access this backend backend Python, I guess, fast API, whatever it's called. Clean up the UI, and there you go. That's it, right? This is really nice. It's a great starting point. Like if anyone, I feel like if anyone wanted to like start building their own like apps, AI apps, this would be a great way to start, right? Because it not only gives you the code, like the docs are pretty nice. There's not a lot of, I don't necessarily have to know about what are embeddings, what are vector stores, vector databases. I don't have to know necessarily about that to go and create these things. And you could bring up something really, really like fast. Yeah, this one is using Chroma local, right? Local database. However, I mean, with the, where I saw that, right? They have support for like vector databases, right? Come on. Can use, what was the one that I was Pinecone, right? That's the only one that I looked at. So hook it up instead of using like Chroma, local Chroma DB like this. Hook it up to Pinecone or any other like vector databases, so it's actually persisted, not just persisted on disk. That might go away at some point, but yeah, and then maybe add a way to protect the API. So you need to provide like an API key in order to call this, at least, well, to call add for sure, or you would just remove it. But then also an API key to do the chat. So only your front-end app has that API key and knows how to call the backend. Deploy this. Deploy it wherever you want, right? And Kubernetes if you want. Probably not, but you could. And then, yeah, like clean up the UI, right? You can use this as a starting point, like remove the admin, remove stuff that you don't need. Just, you have the AI, the UI here as well to get started. So it's pretty nice. I think that's the, I haven't looked at the use cases, but yeah, so chatbots, custom GPT. Yeah, so these are these like examples? Oh, it actually shows you how to do like a Slack bot, Telegram bot, right? Discord bot. That's pretty nice. I might do the Discord bot on like my Discord channel. People to ask stuff and use my like blog posts or whatever as a source. And there's more examples. Chat with PDF. Yeah, like I feel like chat with PDF. It's a great thing, but it feels like it's like a to-do app of AI, like at back in like years, even now, everyone is doing like a to-do app or want to do an iPhone app? Yeah, let's do a to-do app. It's the bespoke thing that everyone does. I guess chat with PDF is the one for AI apps. But yeah, full stack. Oh, is that the full stack? I wonder if this is the one that gets created here, front end, back end. 2 months ago, probably not, but looks like it's very similar. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Open source AI. Yeah, and you don't have to use OpenAI, right? You could like if you want to do your own thing, download like one of the open source models, deploy that on your like VM wherever you're running things, and then configure it like this. It's really nice. Next.js, Discord. All right, so there's examples here as well. Discord app, Slack bot. Oh, community showcase. Let's see what others have done. Okay, just chat, Docker app, Harry Potter. Yeah, okay. LM train unknown messages, closed source, templates, Replit, blog posts. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of stuff that's being done here. I'm curious. Let's see. Embed. Let's do Crunchbase. I want to see. Oh, I don't want to see it, but I'm curious, right? Did they raise any funding? Embedchain. Oh, they didn't. At least I don't see them on Embedchain, Crunchbase. Oh yeah, it looks like it says it's a Silicon Valley based startup, but it's not like, it doesn't tell me if they have any funding or who. Well, we know who's behind it, right? Well, you can reach out to founders, I guess, or find who they are, but they don't really mention if they have any funding, right? No, I don't think they do. No, but anyway, definitely interesting, right? I wonder how will they? Yeah, the fact that they're saying backed by leaders from, it led me to believe that maybe they do have funding or are very close to get funding. Definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. So I curious what they're using as their backend to host all of their things, like host the APIs. I like the creating custom GPTs was very like, I mean, as you saw, it was very quick, right? To go and do that. That's really nice. They should do, yeah. Custom GPT store is the thing that I'm thinking about, and the Kubernetes stuff that I mentioned. But I definitely interesting. I'll be watching Embedchain, see what they're doing in the future as well. So, all right. What's the time? Yeah, hour and a half. Well, hopefully this was useful. I don't know if I want to like. I've created the repo, but there's nothing really there. It was all basically going through the docs, more or less. Nothing extra special or interesting in there, but yeah, definitely what I'll do is I'll so let me show you. So this is the thing that I've been like playing with a little bit, is to do the transcripts of YouTube videos. And I'm not using, I am using LangChain behind the scenes, right? Or under the covers, I guess. But I could easily like switch that, and instead of just transcribing individual videos, I could just add a functionality that says, well, I don't have to use, right now I do the transcription myself, meaning, like, as I said, download the audio, chunk it, et cetera, right? But I could just replace it with whatever Embedchain is doing and just have a store there. I would just have to figure out, because that store, the embedding store, I guess, the database would have to be per user, right? It can't be global, because I don't want to I don't want to see what your YouTube video transcripts are about, right? I only want to see mine. Definitely a way that I could do that. Yeah, definitely interesting. All right. Anyone has any questions, feel free to ask. Uh, Hopefully this was useful. See, there are some people watching, so I guess it was useful to a couple of you, or looked interesting at least. All right. Well, you know where to reach me. Mm, Sign up for the newsletter. If there's not going to be a lot of stuff that I'll be writing about anytime soon, but there will be stuff that I'll be working on. And I'll see you hopefully next week. I'll probably do something next week as well. I don't know what yet. Uh, Maybe I can stream working on this summary thing that I've created and making it like streaming how I make a switch to Embedchain. Or maybe I'll do something else. We'll see. You never know. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend.